Hey, hi, can you hear me? Please type a yes or a no if you can hear me. Hopefully you can see the charts here. Let me know guys if you all can see it. Okay, great. So on the left you see the footprint charts for Nifty, okay, and on the right you have the Bank Nifty footprint charts for our reference, okay. So this is a 10-minute footprint chart essentially. Okay, what I'll quickly do is we'll wait for a few more minutes till another 5 minutes for others to join in. Meanwhile, you can just enjoy the charts and see what is it. So currently, if you see the Bank Nifty delta is turning negative at this point, but there is not much of a price movement down, so I'm assuming there is some absorption going on here. Okay, Nifty still remains positive, but Bank Nifty, sorry, remains on the left is Bank Nifty, right? Bank Nifty remains positive, but we are seeing some resistance at 450, so 500. I am assuming option sellers are kind of very active and is trying to hold on the fort. Okay, so it will try to push up and down. This is the other chart that I'm kind of using. I'll just switch this off for your reference here. So this is the Nifty. If you remember on the morning, the plan that we had, we were, the anticipation was 730 to 700 roughly would be the Nifty support. We want to trade this plan at this point. Bank Nifty, I'm expecting support around 200 areas. Okay, so this is my kind of reference zone for Bank Nifty. Okay, guys, let me know if you're able to hear. If there's an audio issue, also let me know. Okay. Okay, this is the volume profile charts, by the way. So I also track this, and then I track the footprints on the right side, if you see. So on the left again, I have the Nifty profile charts, and I'm primarily trading Bank Nifty. So we have the Bank Nifty footprint charts here. That's all. Okay. Seeing some strong selling coming in here, it's important to see whether price is able to see a follow through of this level or not. But given that it's into the support zone, I would want to look for a support here and a pullback from these zones. Is a good absorptions. Okay, despite such high delta, the prices are not going down. So these are good areas to try and create some longs with the stops, guys. Okay. Can you hear me? Or is the audio not? I mean, can you not hear the audio? Hello. I think it is okay. Okay, great. So thank you guys for joining in. I thought we'd have some more participation, but it's fine. Okay. So, as I said, I am seeing a lot of negative delta here, but I don't see much of a price movement. And since this is the known support levels we wanted to trade off, I want to see a price wick here and a hold here and to trade a pullback at least to, the VPOC of the day 760s. Okay. Bank Nifty seems to be more stronger of the two. So if you're looking for a long side play, Bank Nifty is a good idea. I'm looking to sell the 39,000 puts, which is at 65-70 ranges essentially. So that can be a good sell here because we've seen a lot of OI addition around that. Okay. Trade here could be a pullback to 400, 450s. If you hold our 500s, our game changes for the day. So right now, I think we would want to see whether we can clear 500 or not. That's the morning plan I shared. But till then, I'll look for just pullback trade plays here. Okay. 39,500 is seeing a lot of OI addition, so the expectation for now is between 39,000, 39,500. Now, if we clear 500, we can have a unidirectional move. Else, look for a rotational trade, guys, for expiry today. Thanks, no problem, everybody. Any questions? Please feel free to type. Okay, by the way, if no, a lot of you may not have seen, this is the footprint charts which I track typically. So on the left, I have the Nifty footprint. On the right, I have the Bank Nifty footprint. You have the bar statistics here, which is giving you the bar information per bar, and then you have the delta view here essentially. So which is kind of a view of the delta like the candle, okay, per bar. So as I was saying, good part is today Thursday you'll see a very quick decay. I spoke to you just now, 39,000. I think put went to 70. It's back to 44 right now within just this minor pullback. So that is the beauty of kind of trading today. So we'll hit back to 450. I think that's where you should like expect some pause. You clear this zone, then we look to really, look for a more bullish buy. Still then expect pause and rotation game. Okay. So it's more of a live session, kind of streaming essentially. So for you to enjoy these charts and kind of make use of it. Okay. Overall context, I shared with you guys today morning. So my expectation was a 710 hold and then pull back to this level. If you see this level is supposed to be resistance level in Nifty 800, 830. If you're able to clear that, I think I can look for a move to in 950 also. That's an overall context. Holding below 700, I'll start looking for a rotation downward. Okay, in Bank Nifty again, this level 500 areas is a resistance. So once you clear 500, probably move to 700. 700 hold above 950, 250. These are the eventual targets for me, 40, 250. Okay, so till 200 is broken on an intraday basis, I think any pullback for a long side rally on a swing basis, I would use 38, 800 levels, for a long side pullback. Okay, and between on the top, I would look to play some rotations, because today my personal view is until we clear these levels out, 800 and 500, it is going to be rotational markets. Typically trade my trade with an options book. So essentially, I'll sell a put if I'm wanting to go long. Okay, and I'll sort of also look to sell calls if I'm looking to go short. Can you explain how you identify the levels? So okay, the levels are identified. Mostly, I've mentioned it a lot in the past as well. I think my trading, if you see the level and everything, is pretty simple. My setup is very simple. Okay, I just look at profiles, I look at price, and then basis that I kind of arrive at my levels, and then I use order flow to for execution to kind of see if the markets are respecting those levels or not. Okay, so if you see, my chart setup is also very simple. I have this 10-minute Nifty Bank Nifty charts for kind of short-term trading. I'll switch between 10 minutes and 5 minutes, and I have the footprint charts. That's all. I not have nothing else. This is just a similar view, just a 30-minute chart, same profile but similar view, because the moves are large. So I'm kind of using this to analyze. That's all, guys. See again, 44K lows. So I think absorption is happening, but Nifty is looking weak. So we need one of these levels to be cleared now to kind of inject a move. As I said, move to 400 was on, and then rotation. So expect this rotation between 400 and potentially 200 levels. Once we clear this boundary on either side, we'll look for a trend move. Else, just expect rotation and decay. Both Nifty and Bank Nifty, I think call and put additions are pretty balanced at this point. A little bit of more call, so kind of a little bearish at this point if you see from an option book point of view. But because probably markets are rolling down, so I don't give much weightage to that until there is a significant, shift in the way it acts. Okay. Okay, guys, any questions? Use the in chat in the room essentially. Meanwhile, as I said, Nifty keeps pounding on the delta. The cumulative delta is turning pretty negative. So now this is not, not looking comfortable at 700 until we have a quick retracement here. It's looking like it can roll down a little lower actually. So essentially, see, the whole point is you analyze markets, you react to markets. That's all. Okay, nothing, no rocket science here. Okay. Bank Nifty, I think deltas and everything is still pretty flat, so not much to choose. Okay, what we expect is, an hold of 700 areas here for a pushback again, and a rotation back to 760 ranges again, so essentially. So let's see until and when do you trigger that trade? You triggered probably looking at the first sign of a bullish candle here. That's where you would want to go long. Okay, hold some absorption to complete a wick candle or a bullish candle, and then look to go long essentially. Okay, and short the higher ranges here, both on Nifty, Bank Nifty, until we clear the 780, 760. We look to short the higher ranges as well. Very small range today compared to last previous session so far. I think Nifty range is 80 points, Bank Nifty is even smaller. Okay. So here we have this, nice little absorption here. I'm largely playing for small rotations and looking for decay. Again, nice absorption on Bank Nifty here as well. So 200 levels nicely respected. Looks like you can look for a pullback to the 767 guys now. Okay, so let's see. Bank Nifty, this is the target at least this point. So this is how again you see I was saying as if the prices were not taking down lower to the pace of the delta move, and hence you'd expect some sort of a pullback, and that's it for a scalp kind of a trade. It sometimes these are good enough. So Bank Nifty 100 point, probably 100 ranges is what you can expect at this point. Keys for you to, once you sort of have some reasonable target ranges coming in, you'd you'd really want to take some of those trades off and some of those trades off essentially. Brokers here, I'm using a couple of them, but I prefer one right now. And at some point, I would want to share the broker details with you. I'm trying to work out something with the broker, so probably if you might want to hold on for a few days, and then if it works well for you, look to sign up on that platform. It just mutually benefits me a bit. That's all. Yes, yes, delta. The reason, see, the point is NT, what you look for is not absorption or delta, but you look at a relative movement. So deltas are pretty negative and absorption. So I'm not looking at a large pullback until there's a significant delta shift. So your pullback trade should be 740, 750 VPOX, or maybe at best 760. That's all should be the pullback trade targets at this point. Nifty, Bank Nifty, I said like 400. We got to 400 and we again pulled back. So again, 450 probably at max. Okay, that's where we'll take that trade off. Good part is if you're selling options, there's a quick decay. I mean, again, this guy 39,000 went to 65.70, came back to 45, 40, 50 right now. Okay, so you can trade the small rotations. Don't look for big target until the market shows that move. Yesterday was kind of a day where you would look for a big play. Today is not that day yet. We'll wait for our time. We'll wait for this to trade, break outside one of these ranges, and then we can start playing in that range. Okay. So as I said, my game plan here is until we are into this range. If I might clearly explain, until we are into kind of this range 200, and I would look for rotation on both sides, and then look for a breakout outside this range or below this range. Okay. I hope, guys, some of you took this trade actually. So this has played out well, to be fair. So okay. No, yes, so we would look for a call shot around this level, essentially. That's the plan if we really don't take this out. So I'd look for a reaction at up to 430, 440 is my level, and Nifty 760, I'd look for a reaction there, and probably if there is no significant delta change or anything, I would want to again get back into call shots. Yes, perfect. And also take out my profits in the Indian, of course, on the current trade. So that's another thing you'd want to do. I think given that the ranges how they are playing out is also relative. So if I'm expecting Bank Nifty to pull back to 760s, I'm expecting Bank Nifty to spike up to 500 at least. Okay, so at least these levels, because Bank Nifty is already playing out a little stronger. Alternatively, both fail to clear view up here and look to rotate back. That is an alternate scenario that can also play out. So both kind of stop here and then kind of rotate lower. So keeping mild delta positive positions at this point. So mild positive size positions at this point. Yes. Guys, anybody else? Any questions? Anything? That 39,000 put, have come down to like 45, 50 to I think 70 to 45 ranges. Next week calls are also decaying a lot actually already, which is very interesting. So, which is very, very interesting actually. I'm kind of done for the day in terms of, the small playing out this move. So today, avoid buying actually, and if you're buying, also look to trade from pullbacks. You can look to target 450, 490 ranges if that's try to play small ranges until there's a breakout. Okay, but generally, I think it's going to be a decay play until we really take a because you are on Thursday, so either preferably look to do futures or option selling, but or if you are really trading, yes, small quantity and all, it's fine, but don't look for a big range until there's a trend play. Essentially, that's the clear message. Okay, look for small play, look for 40, 50 points move on the futures, 100 point move, 100, 150 points move rather, not 40, 50 point Nifty. I think 30, 40 point move, and that's all kind of rain. Okay, we have a small participation. I was anticipating a little more people, but I think please enjoy. Please ask your questions. It's for all of us. Okay. Okay. Okay, one by one. Do you have any things? I'll plan something, intraday guy. So I'll plan something this week. Not this week, sorry, sometime in the future, definitely. And also, Mr. Karthik, I'll do that. Definitely. I mostly am option selling or futures also. So I'll go long short in futures, but mostly I'm option selling. Sometimes I'm buying either for a hedge or for a directional play. So like day like yesterday, I had 39,000 call longs open, okay, from lower level. So sometimes yes, I'm buying, but if I have to classify my trade, I think you know 60%, 70% would be selling, 30%, 20-30% would be sort of futures when I want to take a quick move and I don't think options will move that much. And maybe 10-15% at best, buying sometimes, but largely futures and options, Switch to- How are you done for the day? How are you done? Okay, your view on Bank Nifty positionally, I'll share it. Okay, so Bank Nifty positionally, I had shared it in the morning also, and I wrote it also. So if you see, this was the plan. This is 30-minute profile charts, by the way. So my general plan is, until 200, at least from intraday view point of view, 200 holes, we look for a bullish bias. Okay, 500 kind of resistance. Once we look to clear that, maybe 5, 700, we see some chop. Okay, above that, I think 850, 250 other ranges. Okay, swing wise, I think any pull back to this range, 800, a 750, 38, you'd look for a long side play. Okay, intraday below 200 can some see some consolidation, but that is more of an intraday. Okay, so largely 200 is the reference for today until we hold. Look for bullish play. Target 500, 750 ranges. Above that, this 850, 250 is my eventual target for the session. So not for the session in general for this move up now. Okay, if continue to hold this. Okay, and 750, 38, 750, 38, 800 is a base where I swing wise would want to trade a pullback. Okay, sir. Next is when you switch to when would you switch to 10? I think generally if I'm looking for a, I'm not finding any range between 5 or 10 minutes, so I would kind of switch. So there is no specific rule. But if the moves are large and if I'm not finding a specific price point or zone to figure out where to analyze it, I'll just switch and kind of test out on a 5 minute. Okay. But generally, yes. So sometimes candle formations are such that you will not notice it on a different time frame, so that way I look for it. Yeah, but I stick to kind of 10 minutes to 5 minutes only. Okay, so 10 or 5 for any trading. Okay, I don't tend to go below 5 for sure. Okay, and I'm not really very specific to time frame, though in the sense 5 to 10, but it may not, my analysis would not change much depending that. Or footprints are also, I've kept it in 10 minutes. So 10, I recommend and go for 5, 10 now. Okay, since 10 was not available till this point, I was using 15. So 5 and 10. Okay, and the 30-minute I'm using more for my context and overall positioning basically of the setup. Okay, so otherwise it's 10 minute. No, sir. Okay, Mr. Guturi. Okay, on the target, see, the more of, more or less, for example, I was selling this at 38, 39,000 put, right? 65, 70, as I said, I'm trying to get into that. Now, from there, it moved to 45, which is decent enough, essentially. Okay. What happened? Just a second, guys. So both facing some resistance at view up here. It's an important point to see whether bulls really pulled it higher than this, or this could become a pullback top at this point. Okay, if you clear view up, expect some more bullishness. Basically, look for pullback trades in the direction of the core trend. Okay, the risk reward is favorable in general. Okay, and also that is how you play for it. Okay. Look for pullback. So yesterday's core trend was bullish, right? Okay. So until something drastically change, you look for a pullback, and you got one two pullback trades, and until again a trend move happens. Okay. You kind of close. Why do you want to hold on to a position to know? You had one pullback here, you had another pullback here, you had a mini pullback here as well. So there are two three good pullbacks you already got, right? Try to treat that rotation. Don't stick on to a position. Okay, guys, this was supposed to be a kind of just a quick 1 hour session between us. But if you want to carry on, just type a yes. I can keep the charts rolling, and you can just enjoy the charts and maybe carry on for some more time. Okay, in order flow, I generally prefer the cluster charts because I kind of get a profile view. Okay, so that way I prefer the cluster charts. Okay. Uh, Yes, NT, you can, but you can look up at the templates that I've shared. Okay, you can look at the templates. I'll continue this for a while, no problem, everybody. Thank you. Okay, exit criteria. I think exit, first of all, it's based on the plan that I'm forming. For example, today's, as I said, my plan is until there is a move between 500 or, let's say 200, I'm not looking for a trend move, right? So generally basis that if I'm looking for a consolidation range boundary, I'll have small targets and quick exits. Okay, something like yesterday where the plan was if we gap up and hold our 800, I'll look for a trend play, and once that start playing out, I'll probably look for a longer move essentially. So it is basis what I'm expecting from the market also. So that, and of course days like today when decays are fast, I'll take off some profits, okay, and just be okay with it essentially. So it moves, anything goes from, let's say, 70 to 40, 45 is good, close to not 50%. Okay, so but it's a good enough risk reward ratio. So time frame, you have to go custom and then type 10. Okay, you'll get it. Nifty, okay, guys, I'm feeling there's some real absorption actually coming in for an up move, honestly. The reason is we had, delta moving. If you see between this candle and this candle, okay, delta has moved minus 260 with no price move at all. Okay, there's a good potential chances that absorption is coming in actually on Nifty. Okay, so want to probably add longs here on Nifty if you want. I'll probably take some position also. I was thinking I'll close, but if you're buying calls or puts on expiry day, try to go, at least do the ATM or something like that. If, that way, if there's a move, you benefit out of it. Okay, guys. So you'll kind of want to have stops below this low and 690 or maybe at best 685. Okay, and look for a pullback to at least 740 50s. Pradeep, you found the 10 minutes, so you go here, you go to custom, and then you can type the whatever minute you want. Whenever you all are looking at delta or anything, don't always look at absolute numbers. Yes, absolute big numbers are important. That is where you really focus. But always look at a relative shift of delta price, and relative shift with respect to the day. That kind of a view. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I stick to very few instruments, because then you develop a lot of screen memory and time to know when to track, how much to track, or know what is effective. And eventually, as a day trader, you're looking for, as I said, how it is playing out that day. If it's a trend move that day, you look to carry. Yesterday, I carried for a good long time. Plus, it was Wednesday, so decays were great for me. Today, it is, I'm looking to play small rotations, so I'm trying to add calls and pull back and add puts and pull back now. Basically, if it fails below 200, I'll then cut positions. That's how we'll take some risk and see how it goes. That's all. Yes, I think that way, Kunal. If you're buying, I think that can be a good idea. Next week options, yes, that can be a good idea. But try taking. I don't know if your capital is limited. I think one thing is you can look at debit spreads and credit spreads, which gives you a lot of margin benefit. Okay, so I also trade through spreads, can give you a lot of margin benefit. So try and take spread positions. Okay, so we had a buyer here at 19K. If you see, pretty significant buy delta, but prices are failing. So, which is not good, which is not good if you're long like me. So, I have to be a little careful. But Nifty, I feel, a lot of absorption is coming. We just need one buyer rush to take above these levels. Okay, so that's all. Alternatively, it kind of fails below and then tries to roll lower. But yes, so for now, try to look for that upside play here. But largely, I'm thinking it's going to be consolidation day. 39,500 addition is constantly increasing. So that is going to be a real resistance, okay, at this point for Bank Nifty. Romeo, Isman, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. So as Nifty is trading below yesterday's value area low, can we expect some more down one, but fit in. Start कर page बस नहीं sir, Zami sir, I think I just enjoy my own trading sometimes, training and these sessions are good. I used to do a live session day, full day sometime, but I'll probably resume it. मैं थोड़ा resume करूँगा बाद में. But अभी ठीक है. I think I already share a lot in the group for all of us to benefit. But try and trade, try to create a plan, try to create a आप थोड़ा अपना rule basis बनाने की कोशिश करो so that all of us benefit essentially. The main game is following some rule psychology, having a simple plan, trying to execute और कुछ नहीं है. Okay. Kunal, Mr. Yes. So value area, yes, but if you see, we're still on the lower end of the value area, and also this was the kind of support I was expecting. If you see in the morning, okay, I said 700 areas, okay, 730, I think was the level I published. Okay, so yes, but I'd want to see, honestly, I would two things. Okay, either a move here, okay, or a week at the VWAP and a failure there. VWAP we did fail, but the pace of the move is still not that high, and despite a lot of selling, prices have not gone down. So I'm just looking for one kind of clean sweep up basically. So that's where trying to sell some puts here with stops below around this level 680, 685. अगर बैंक निफ्टी this now 320 ये clear करता है this buyer level, I think you can look to buy, play more long side back to this level. So wait for it to clear essentially, then only add up now on bank nifty. If you have not added, nifty still is just hovering around. Yes, go charting price details. I think, see, take the simple 10 symbol futures pack. I think that is the best pack I see, which is most effective in terms of because nobody at any point of time, I think, can use more than 10 symbol. Okay, because आप कोई भी 10 symbol use कर सकते हैं. So go for the 10 symbol pack. That's what I can say. I think 10 symbol pack 1150 per month करके आता है. ठीक है. So can use that. उसमें आप कोई भी 10 symbol futures का यूज सकते हैं. Yes, Romeo, I think I've heard and I've seen some, I think Dean content also, Jay Chandran, I think I'm not sure. Rudra Mithri, I don't know honestly, but yeah, Dean I've seen Jay Chandran. Probably is it the market calls guy? Maybe yes, I might have seen some of them definitely. But yes, thanks. Co-chatting, as I said, Karthik ji, you can go for that 115010 film symbol pack. Okay, I think yearly some benefits are there. And that should be good enough. I also use that also. Okay, I use that as well. So this one is again 39,000 put is 60s. So once we clear this, probably is a good candidate to sell. You'll not get it 60 anymore, then probably you'll get it 55 something, 50s. But yes, then you can look for a move now. If now it clears, you should look for a move from 55 to probably 30s essentially. There we go. I'll keep this open for some time, guys. Just to enjoy the charts if you like it. Okay, so I'll take a quick break now, but I'll keep this open for everybody. Okay, so we look for one, as I said, this level clear. Nifty, I'm expecting a pull, but we are still not getting it. So, we'll have stops below 680. Let's see. Okay. And be okay to enter. Sometimes what happens is, like yesterday it happened to me also. I think if you might get a week, but if it pulls back, be okay to enter back. That is fine always in any trade. Okay, so it does happen to me many times. I'll probably have a stop to protect the gains, but if it pulls back, I'll again try to re-enter back in the trend. I think yesterday at some point it happened to me. Which one? I think this trade I had a stop somewhere around below this. I got hit, and then it was holding and pulling back. I got back in. Okay, so that's part of the game. Okay, for everybody it is like that. So it's okay. One request, everybody, sir. I'll just type it as well. Please do leave a feedback in the community or Twitter, and because I think very few people relatively join, so it helps to spread the word. So kindly do that. I mean, imagine we have 900 guys on the Telegram group, but I think 30 odd joined, so that's fine. If for any now strong bullish play, we really need to clear this actually. Okay, need to clear above the view up. No, there's too much of time has spent in this area. Good part is, despite quite a bit of delta, prices are still holding up. Okay, but prices also need to pull back to establish that it's a failure. So at this point, it's still not happening strongly. Some acceleration on the downside actually now, which is interesting. So either we absorb now or really break through this time. So the main call additions are at 200, 300, 500. Put 39,000 at this point for Bank Nifty. Thank you, Mr. Sharma. But I think expiry days are not great days to actually trade technically. Okay, so most of the time, I actually, basically, because there can be a lot of option-driven movements essentially, which is based on option OI positions and all. Honestly, I think leading to expiry Tuesday, Wednesday are awesome days. You have decay, so you get a trade move. You can really make the most out of it actually. Expiry, a lot of things may happen. For example, you might see because let's say there is because there's a lot of 39,500 will not clear it today despite a lot of showing some potential, but eventually can happen day after. So so leading to expiry are the days you should really focus on making money on. Okay guys, so eventually I think this could be the candle. Let's see. Some of you may be watching it, so I'll keep the screen, the sharing open for some time. No worries. I'll just sort of step out for a while. Okay, Pradeep, option strikes, yes. So I look at the major ones, but largely I don't trade options. I figured out, the option OI book basically, because I figured out, they'll sometimes tend to late, react late and not significant to, my kind of style of trading basically. So, but yes, I'm looking at the large option OI book or major skew between call and put selling, that sort of a thing. So yeah, but yeah, not really trading the OI particularly on its own. Tata Steel chart long. Please have a look. Want to have a look at Tata Steel? Uh, okay, so we had this initial kind of long side opening already, and then if you see what has happened is uh, it took support in this VPOC from one or last one or yesterday's session basically. Okay, so I think yes, this can be a trend opportunity up, right? It should be one, okay, because we are testing the seller levels now. I think yes. So, and what could be the plan trade here? What could be the trade here? I don't particularly honestly trade stocks. Just a disclaimer though. So, Kamalji, for my ignorance, MGI, what did you mean? I didn't understand. Is this failed action in MDI? So, if you can just elaborate that, that would be good for everybody. I think me also. Tata Steel, guys, this buy cluster should be the support here for a long side play. Okay, okay, market generating. Yes, okay, yes, 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 yes. Okay, so point 0.5 delta, okay. Generally, Siva, I think the ATM deltas are always zero point 0.5, but you do have that in options desk if you are using this Go Chatting options desk. Okay, so you do can also see that if you see the deltas here. So the ATM ones are typically close to zero point 0.5, anything around ATM. You have this delta view in the options desk essentially. Okay. So now, but I'm still waiting for a breakout TF down. Okay, 215. I'll come to that. Nitish, I understand, but generally, as I said, I think my style of trading, I am I'm looking more at the profile edges, and either a move within that balance or a move outside that balance. So once it starts holding below, as I said, I'll do a trade move. Else, I was looking for a pullback from here. We have got it actually, especially Bank Nifty a little more. So I'll look for a pullback, to 400, 430s, and then see if you can hold above. Okay, and then once if you really clear 500, I'll look for a strong trending move on the downside again below 200. Okay, Nifty is a little weak, so maybe a pullback ranges are 745, 750, the VPOC of yesterday. But I'm still okay. Yesterday 215 Bank Nifty big buyers trying to defend. Is it 215? Yes, sir, you're correct. So maybe yes. So that was the buy impulse candle essentially. So, and if you remember yesterday also I pinged a 200 being a support zone. So once this defended, I know I sort of got back in and traded this move. So 200 and 39 200 is a reference that we're really watching for essentially today also. Uh, Hiranmaji, if you share it or the settings or look that you are talking about on Telegram with me, I'll try to see if you can replicate that. Okay, on Telegram FNO traders. Nitish, yes, why not possible? If you see more consolidation, I think the odds of a late spike becomes really high. But Nitish, within that, look to play these ranges. Okay, so when I say play the ranges, if you see, the range form is around this. So 750, 760 is an area where you look to kind of create shorts, and within this you look to trade pullbacks. Okay, bank nifty also same. I think that's the plan I'm trading. So once till then look to play ranges. Once a range happens, you just trade that side essentially. Would to be fee. No, sir. I think you can learn what you want to learn, market profile, options trading, and all. So I do share a lot of content in our Telegram group as well. So for me, I think it's mostly based on basis, a volume profile, which is very similar to market profile. You see this. This is essentially your volume profile charts. Okay, very similar structures, and order flow. Depending on your style of trading, look for that kind of a content. These are largely suitable for short-term trading. Okay, so market profile I think is great for context, but I think for execution you need something like an order flow or any price action analysis. Okay, if not anything, order flow. Okay, and look at volume profile, which is also very good, very similar to market profile. Actually, there's nothing much to choose, so I can do that. And look into our Telegram group for a lot of content and daily market info that we share. I think there are a lot of guys who also contribute. Yes, I think that's kind of the Bible. So. अच्छा सर, किसी को अगर हिंदी में भी पूछना है कुछ पूछ सकते हैं, सो मैं ना हिंदी इंग्लिश एवरीथिंग इज ओके। Any views on Ambuja cement? Okay. GC means uh, what is wrong with my this thing? God knows. I think Ambuja we should look to keep an upside buys. Okay, so mornings opened heavy on the buy side. we had a lot of absorption around this candle. If you see this candle, so sellers essentially coming in, but not being able to pull down much. We should be able to look to take this out and sweep these 384 levels. Okay, thank you, Vaidyaji, thank you. In the volume plan, is there way to get the average volume on every single volume? You mean the average, like the average on average of what? So like the overall day average or something like that? So as per VP, huge volume seen in the range and the trade is, so any move over below, should I consider? Yes, 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 yes. I think Nifty. Oh, come on, not this. Yes, I think this. If you see also confluence of 730 is the view up. Okay, but as I said, because I was looking at the 680, 700 levels to hold, I was trying to build some long and looking at test out of the view up. So far, I think while Bank Nifty has pulled out, Nifty is a little weak, but you should look for a kind of test outside this and a move. My plan is to move to 760, 770 levels at best. Okay. Alternatively, we start holding below this zone and and we have one candle which is probably a move out below this zone and then we look for a downside, but otherwise I think our VWAP is this is going to be the plan for me because there is a lot of absorption. As I said, I'm a bit, and the prices have not moved down. I'm biased for a pullback at this point. Okay. uh, 380, I think, 380, 400, I think you should look for a hold above these levels essentially. Okay. You should look for a hold above 400 levels. Okay. Preferably 500 because there's a lot of options. So I've extended this range. So I'm, as I said, within 500 and within 200, I'm looking for a pullback play for the day. Okay. So I look to, 380, 450, this range. If you see a lot of volume yesterday, I look to trade some shots from here if possible. Once we clean this, I look for a long side play. Okay. Based on the time frame, average volume, I think you can put a moving average, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure actually. I can try it out. Okay, Pradeep ji, I'll try it out. I'll try it out. Dushyant market context. I think same Dushyant volume profile, price volume profile largely. So I'll use the price structure analysis and then use the profiles to form a context and a plan. More than context, I think next part is from context to plan in terms of what is my one level or two level I'm looking to trade. I have to really finalize that and then eventually look at order flow to try and trade those levels and see if they are working for the day or my levels were completely invalid, let's say. So that way. So idea is to have a consistent approach and process. Okay, and then bet that over a period of time you will get it right more often than not. So not look for one day or a bad day. Okay, so there are days where you will be completely out of sync with the markets. It is for everybody. For me also, there are days like that. Okay. Yeah, Pradeep, you can FNO Traders Twitter, sorry, Telegram, you can. Okay. So there are days you're out of sync, which is okay. Then the rest of the days you just, you look to capitalize on when your levels line up. So essentially, once I have a context, I build a plan. Once I have a plan, I'm looking for an execution on those levels. Guys, we'll close in the next probably 10 minutes, okay? And then we'll wrap this up. Thank you everybody for your participation. Really appreciate that. I think it was a very short notice, but a lot of people managed to join, which is amazing. Okay, so I really appreciate you all joining in. It was good discussion. We'll have more interactive sessions. Okay. I think not short cover, but no, that would be probably long creation, right? So I'd rather put it as a passive buying coming in at 700. So a lot of limit orders stacked around these levels. If you see, deltas have constantly sort of moved lower. Okay, I mean prices are largely constant while the deltas have moved lower essentially. Okay. Yes, that could be the thing as well. So I don't think 700 and 800 is the level to sort of hold, for Nifty and Bank Nifty, probably 200 and 500 for the expiry. Okay, anything outside this, that way, else just within this range. Yeah, thank you everybody. Yeah, boys. We'll close at 11:15. We'll keep it on for some time. May have a look at the flow charts and just for some more time for all of us. Thank you, Kartiji. Thank you. Nalin Kandanai, yes, yes, I think revisits do happen. How we again read it is typically, if there are, let's say, accompanied by a lot of poor highs, poor lows things, and then the order flow around that. Okay, so around the profile edges, typically the volume or market profile edges, the reaction to it, that way. Yes. So you can post a specific time and anything on the Telegram group also. Do participate in the, everybody do participate in the Telegram group for discussion. Share your ideas. For everybody. We all make mistakes. That's fine, but keep sharing your ideas as well. There's a discussion group as well created for us. I think so. Do participate and contribute. That's the only, I think, group that we have where we have discussion groups. Otherwise, if you see, it's a one-way channels for most guys. Okay, so please make use of that. Okay, folks, 1 minute to go. We'll kind of close the session. As I say, I'd leave you with this plan, 680s and then I think 750, 770s. Okay, these are the two ranges we want to see a breakout of. Within these range, look to sort of play pullbacks. Okay, within this range, look to play pullbacks. Bank Nifty, again, also, I would say 200 and then this large spec here. So within this, you look to trade pullbacks. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll kind of close this session. Thank you everybody for joining in. The recording will be made available in case anybody wants to visit for any discussion.